But I had already
Mm-hmm.
decided my life was forfeit. I was ready to give it up for my sisters. It's done as long as he is out of this house for good. So as I'm approaching him, he says, "Hey," and I just look. And we get closer and closer, and I see his face just start to drop from, and we meet in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
My face is in his chest. That's how much bigger than me he was.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, he's blocking out all the light at this point. We are
Mm-hmm.
literally face to chest. And I look up at him and I say, "You have 24 hours to leave this house, because if you are still here by this time tomorrow, you will be dead, because I will have killed you." I turned around and walked away. And I hear footsteps behind me. And I'm like, damn, okay. I go into the bedroom and I close the door, but I still hear footsteps, but they're fading. He was walking back the other way. I'm like, okay. I hear the door close. I walk out of the bedroom, go downstairs, get into my little Fiat X19 and drive over to, to the house. And my wife, she says, "Is everything okay?" And I said, "I think so, because I know I have to go back tomorrow to double check. I
Yeah.
have to make sure the job is done." So the morning comes around and I get back in the car and I drive back over and I take my bat with me and walk up to the front of the house, and I decide to leave the bat outside, resting against the door jamb. Now, Bruce, I'm expecting to walk in the house and there's a gun pointed at me. Like, okay, because if he kills me, he's going to jail for murder. He's out the house.
Mm-hmm.
If I get
Mm-hmm.
him, he's dead. I'm going to jail for murder, but at least he's out the house.
It's
So,
at the
like you
house.
said
Yeah.
earlier, I made the situation worse for my sisters emotionally, but
Mm-hmm.
it had to be done. So I walk in the house. There's not a sound. I walk upstairs. I don't see anyone or hear anything. I walk into the kitchen. Don't see anyone or hear anything, but I do hear some music coming out the back room. We had a makeshift studio back there, and I walk back there. My younger brother's back there, and I said, "Is anyone in the house?" He said, "No." I said, "Well, where'd he go?" He said, "He left this morning." And that was the end of him that day.
That day.
He and I, how the story ends is pretty dramatic. 2019, I decide to, and all of this and more is in the book. This is a brother's story. It's not a sister's story. One of my sisters, who I was told that I want to write the book, and they said, "You must write the book. It's not my story. It's not a girl story. It's a boy's story. People need to know what brothers go through." So 2019, Bruce, I decide, okay, let me see if this fool has a Facebook page. Because what sexual predator is going to have a Facebook page?
Now, from 1986, when you told him to leave the house, to 2019, was there any contact?
No. But every
No.
now and then
Okay.
we wanted to see if he was still around. So we would,
Okay.
you know, every now and then someone would say, "I saw so and so, and or I saw him over here." We're like, "Okay, cool, all right, fine." But I knew my sisters needed some closure
Mm-hmm.
because things still weren't settling with me, and was settling well with me. And so I looked on Facebook, and damn, he had a Facebook page, and he decided to make a public post about his wife, who had passed away in December. They had the funeral, but he wanted to have a going home party.
Okay.
So turns out he stayed 10 minutes from us, from where
Hmm.
I live right now. He's
Mm.
minutes away. So he decided to have this going home party at a church in Van Nuys. And I'm looking at the post, and he's just inviting people to come. So I figured, oh, shit, he just invited me.
That's not, Keeper, that is not what he did.
Yes, he
That
did.
is not what he did.
As far as I'm concerned, it's providence.
Okay.
Yes.
If you like that clip, go ahead and hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe to catch up on all of our latest content. Don't forget to hit the notification button when you do subscribe so you can get updated every time we release content. We release content every day, whether it's an actual show or clips from the shows. So go ahead and subscribe, like, comment. Also, don't forget our Patreon page where you can find our Talking Straight-ish and After Hours Uncensored episodes. That's patreon.com/Unsolicited Perspectives. But once again, thank you again for listening to Unsolicited Perspectives. I'm your host, Bruce Anthony, and I'm going to catch you next time. I'll holla.